when you play a character for so long, like on a set, it becomes so much a part of you that you kind of take it with you wherever you go. So I definitely do feel like there will be elements that or similarities that fans might pick up on.
The famous Dickinson sisters. And we're talking about Dickinson season 3. Thank you guys so much for being here today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I want to ask both of you this question. Anna, I'll start with you. What are you feeling right now as we're kind of on the eve of the final episodes?
I'm mostly feeling so excited for people to be able to see the third season. I think in so many ways it's the most fully realized of the vision of the show. History is completely enmeshed with poetry, and the past is totally infused with the future, and it has some of our boldest and most unexpected episodes. And I was so sad when the show ended that I feel like I get to relive it a little bit with it coming out. So just excited.
Wonderful. Hailee?
I too am very, very excited. It feels so strange because it feels like just yesterday we started this whole thing and now it is sort of coming to this end. But I am so proud of the work that we've done all 3 seasons. And I don't know, I guess I didn't realize that it was possible for each season to be better than the last, but that's truly been the case, I feel, with our show, if I do say so myself. And I can't wait. I can't wait for this to be out, and bittersweet for sure, but I'm looking forward to it.
Anna, I want to ask you, Lavinia is such a character with so much heart and so likable. Was it a challenge at all to kind of have to say goodbye to her?
I don't even feel like I have yet. I feel like so much of her is still in me, and getting to see the fans, already pull out tiny bits of the trailer and saying that they're excited to see what Lavinia does this season. I feel like I'm riding her out as long as I have. But there is a true positivity to Lavinia and a lightheartedness and a fun that I'm gonna miss so much.
I think we're all going to miss it, honestly. Hailee, I want to ask you, Emily is such a relatable character, and with the show ending, and I know that you're going to be jumping over, you're doing Hawkeye, you're playing Kate Bishop, and I think Dickinson fans might want to know, will we see some similarities in Kate that'll kind of fill the void of losing Emily?
Wow. In ways, I do think so. They are both very strong and powerful women in their own ways. Um, but I felt very lucky to have been able to spend so much time with a character like Emily and then go off into a character like Kate Bishop and take what I feel has now been sort of instilled in me through playing a character like Emily. And that is that pure strength and determination to feel alive and be alive, and make the most of every moment, because you never really know. The future is unpredictable. And so I do think they share similar qualities. And I also just feel like when you play a character for so long, like on a set, it becomes so much a part of you that you kind of take it with you wherever you go. So I definitely do feel like there will be elements that or similarities that fans might pick up on.
Excellent. Well, thank you guys so much for your time today. I really appreciate it. Dickinson season 3 is on Apple TV Plus November 5th. You guys have a great rest of your day. Thank you.
You too. Thanks.
We're talking Dickinson season 3, which is about to premiere. And one question that I've been asking everyone is, how are you feeling right here on the eve of these final episodes?
Oh my goodness. I think I'm feeling grateful that we were able to make season 3 under the COVID restraints that we were going through in life. I think it's a beautiful show that was made. The show that Alena Smith had in her wonderfully artistic brain. We made that show, and now I really just hope, because it's on a streaming platform, more and more people find it over time.
Sure, and I think that they definitely will, and especially with the way that the seasons have evolved and how exciting it's continued to get, and something else that a lot of your castmates and Alena have said is that they feel like season 3 is really the most exciting and the best season so far. And I'd like to know if you can make that unanimous.
It is unanimous. I think we're most excited for season 3 to come out, and I think season 3 is bigger. It's richer. The characters all go to greater depths in their sorrow and in their humor and in their revelations. I'm very excited for everybody to see it. I couldn't be more pleased with how Mrs. Dickinson has grown over the 3 seasons. In the first season, it was very needed for Mrs. Dickinson to be as traditional as possible to set up that Emily is the more rebellious one in the family and not going to follow the patriarch. I'm saying it wrong. The patriarch society, the way that her mother would have hoped, and what's been wonderful is that each season, Mrs. Dickinson has been able to get into the anachronistic tone of the show more and more. And I think they have given me many comedy gems as well as painful and heartfelt gems as well in season 3. So Mrs. Dickinson gets to sort of ride the whole gamut this year.
Well, that's fantastic to hear. The way that you've played the character has been incredibly rich, I would say. And I want to ask a very controversial question, if you don't mind.
dear.
Does Mrs. Dickinson have a favorite?
Oh, dear Lord. Oh, that's very interesting. I think in the writing, I think she always gives Austen a break. I think she's always lets Austen a little bit off the hook. I think obviously in season 1, she was most confused and confounded by Emily. But I think as the show progresses, I think she grows to a relationship where, and I may have played this more than it was in real life, but where she admires Emily and kind of wish maybe she had the opportunity in her life to have that freedom and independence. I think that was definitely a subtext that I used for season 3, that she actually loves that Emily got that opportunity. And I think in one scene, she verbalizes that she no longer wants Emily to be who she wanted her to be. She wants Emily to be her own person. But I think it's something that a woman deals with at that time, where she sees the world changing. I think Mrs. Dickinson was fighting that completely and up against the wall with that, but then realized, oh, wait, maybe it would be good for women to have these advances and to be able to have more say. And I think that was certainly a subtext that I was using for Mrs. Dickinson as the seasons progressed. And if I could just speak about Anna Baryshnikov a little bit, I think she's a great young comedian. I loved doing my scenes with her. And I think Mrs. Dickinson has a special place in her heart for that character, for Lavinia, as I think we all do, really. What's not to love about Lavinia? Everything.
I completely agree.
Charming and adorable.
That's exactly what I said to her myself. Jane, thank you so much for the time to chat today. I really appreciate it. Dickinson season 3 launches on Apple TV on November the 5th. Thank you very much.
Bye.
2/3 of maybe one of the greatest love triangles on television ever, I would say, right? Right? I mean, gotta be. I really appreciate you guys taking time to chat today. We're talking ahead of season 3, and I've been asking everybody,
season.
how are you feeling? How are you guys feeling on the like right before these episodes air?
Just so proud. I am so proud and grateful to this series, because when we came on the series, it was like nothing I'd ever seen before. And I really feel like the ecosystem is changing. I feel like Alena Smith was doing something with Apple TV that was really pushing the envelope. And I'm just so proud of our amazing castmates, and having gotten to watch everybody grow and learn with the characters. And it feels like right to leave them where we leave them. If you watch this 3rd season to the end, you'll see, like, we leave the Dickinsons in a much better place than when we start.
What he said.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, I couldn't have put it any better. I would add, because you mentioned this love triangle.
Oh, yeah.
Building the Emmy Sue relationship with Hailee, I think will be one of the most fulfilling relationships I ever get to play in my career. And I couldn't be more in awe of Hailee as an actress, as a creative, as an exec producer. And I think that our work this season is some of the most tender and delicate we see of Emily and Sue. There is such growth for them. And there is such growth for Austin and Sue too. We get to explore this non-traditional relationship dynamic as it evolves. And I think I have a lot of examples of similar couples in my life, and it feels timely and noteworthy that these two people in their time really their relationship dynamic really was very unconventional, and just that Sue and Emily and this family managed to find each other. These like strikingly unconventional, ahead of their time people managed to find each other. I find awe-inspiring.
Well, it's like like Sue has this line at the end of the season that not all happy families are alike, kind of a reaction to Tolstoy, and like it's true. It is like there are so many different ways, so many different arrangements in love and family that we can have, and that's like part of what this series is doing. Is just exploding open the possibilities for how we look at love and relationships and each other. It's been such a wonderful thing to be a part of.
Yeah.
And
That's awesome.
It's been an honor to play the third wheel in your amazing relationship.
You're a wonderful wheel. So wonderful. You roll right on.
Yeah.
Well, it's an absolutely adorable love triangle, and I appreciate you guys taking time to chat today. Thank you so much. Dickinson season 3 is on Apple TV Plus. November 5th kicks off. Thank you guys. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you guys so much for the opportunity to chat about season 3 of Dickinson, which is debuting November 5th on Apple TV Plus. The first question that I've been asking everybody today is, how are you feeling kind of on the eve of these final episodes? And Amanda, I'll ask you first.
I think the running word is we're celebratory. We are very happy and proud of what we made and really put in the work this season, given the outside circumstances of what everyone is going through. We still committed, pushed through, and did it. So it's very exciting to know that all of the fun that we had, the fantastic writing that Alena has gotten onto the page for us to speak and bring into existence is finally coming to our audience in less than a month. So we're excited and we're just celebrating everything. It's a really beautiful time.
Wonderful. Chinaza, how are you feeling, sir?
I mean, I gotta say, I feel the same way. I feel like knowing the last 2 years have been so crazy, the fact that we were able to film this and that it's such a rich send-off, it's sad, but it feels right. It feels like a crescendo. It feels like we did that thing, and that's a good feeling.
Amanda, I had a chance to talk to Hailee, and one of the things that she said was that she felt like each season of the show has gotten better, and she feels that way about this season. And I want to ask if you feel the same way.
Absolutely. Chinaza and I were saying earlier that it just seems as though when it wasn't possible, everything was elevated. We just leveled up as a company all around, from creatives to our PAs to the cast, and so appreciative of that. And everyone put their best foot forward. But the writing, the work that Alena spearheaded has been such a gift to all of us, and we were so happy to get back in there and tell it. And yes, I would have to echo that sentiment. It is my favorite season for sure.
Oh, well, it looks very exciting based on the trailer. Chinaza, what would you say to fans who are curious what they can expect from season 3?
I mean, the short answer is more of everything that you loved. I think there's more laughter, more stakes, more drama. I mean, the Civil War is a huge American moment. And I think you'll probably see even more of yourself in this season than you've seen before. So if you loved it before, I think you'll love it even more.
Phenomenal. That's a great ending point. I want to thank you guys so much for the time today. It's been really great. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thank you.
You too.
Thank you. As we're here kind of on the eve of these new episodes of this fantastic, hilarious, and incredibly relevant show that you created, Alena, how are you feeling about fans finally kind of seeing the closing of this story?
I feel so excited for everyone to get to see season 3. I think that season 3 is kind of a homecoming in a way. I think, in season 2, we had Emily sort of tentatively stepping out into the wider world of fame and society and public life and the glitz and the glam. And I think she found that none of that was really up her alley. And she's kind of run home to the heart of her family. But we find ourselves in the midst of the Civil War, and it's a really, really hard time for everybody. And there are conflicts, obviously in the nation that are tearing the country apart, but there's also conflicts at home that Emily is, just desperate to sort of mend everyone's wounds and keep the family together. And she's really wrestling with the question of, can my writing, can my art be a source of hope? Can I have any impact? Can I make a difference? And I think that, that's certainly something that we in the writers' room, as we wrote this over Zoom at the start of the global pandemic, we were wrestling with. And it feels like, a relatable experience, which of course is what Dickinson is all about. It's all about using Emily's life and times to, hold an unexpected mirror up to where we are today and find the relevant parallels between history and now.
Yeah. And what you just touched on there was going to be my next question, which was how much of what we're seeing in season 3, and I'm basing this on the first trailer, is intentionally supposed to sort of hold up a mirror, like you said, to kind of what we've been experiencing socially and politically over the last couple of years?
Yeah, I would say all of it. I've always had this motto, which is if it's not relevant to today, it doesn't belong in the show. And that's my role and my voice as a writer, is to, I mean, it's why I write for TV and not poetry, right? Like I'm trying to speak to the cultural conversation that we're all in together now. And that's what I hope the show does. And that's sort of the goal, is that, we all see ourselves in this world that I don't pretend to have any of the answers to the difficult questions that we're all wrestling with, but I do want the show to be a space where a community can come together and ask those questions.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much for your time today, Alena. I appreciate it. Dickinson season 3
Thank you.
debuts Apple TV Plus Friday, November the 5th. Thank you
Thanks
so
so
much. Have a
much.
great day.